Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future, answering the question, what does the divine need you to know right now? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the oracle cards for the overall energy for your past, present, and future, as well as the overall theme for the reading. We'll dive into the tarot deck I already have shuffled, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking personal reading with me is in the description box below. This is for I don't know if I said this, but it's for the end of April 2023. All right, Sages. You in your recent past, you have lightened up with Be Real. It's just kind of funny because it just kind of feels like relax, like everything's gonna be fine, like get real, but obviously, that's not that easy. I just feel like there's been a lot of heaviness in your energy that I've tapped into since I've started doing readings for Sagittarius, and I feel like you guys have just kind of been through it pretty heavily over the last, at least since I've been doing tarot again, which has been since November, like end of November. And it just feels like every reading is just like this promise of better days. And I feel like, when you hear those readings over and over again, it can start to get really frustrating when you don't actually see those changes taking place. Now, this is another kind of one of those readings, but it also feels like it's a little different because this is talking about action that you can take to get to where you want to go. Now, like I said, you have this lighten up and be real card. This really does feel like this energy from the universe. It's like, lighten up is such a, like, just lighten up. It's, I don't know, it just sounds such a silly way of saying it, but it really does feel like it's the universe saying, hey, everything is working out. It doesn't feel like it, and it's not supposed to feel like it right now, but everything is working out. Because in your current energy, you have embraced the flow of life with believe in your good luck. Now, I really like this because when, and this is kind of what I was saying, like how you're experiencing this down, right? Life's about ups and downs. You're in this down. It doesn't mean you're going to be stuck here forever. One of the most beautiful yet hard truths to learn to internalize is that everything is temporary. Every single emotion you feel, every single period in your life is temporary. And sure, sometimes things are a little bit more intense than others, but eventually this moment this too shall pass, right? One of my favorite memes, if you will, is like this. It's this line and it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. It says, this will change, this will change, this will change, this will change, so on and so forth. And so that's kind of what I'm feeling with this embrace the flow of life, with believe in your good luck. Things will turn around for you eventually. You are just needing to kind of accept where you are right now. Now, I don't necessarily know, for some of you, you could be coming out of it, and for others, it could be just kind of, some days are better than others. And that's kind of what I noticed when you're coming out of a hard period. It really is like this push and pull. It's like you start to see the light and then you kind of get pulled back in. Then you see the light and you pull back. And then eventually you kind of break through into better days. Now, in your immediate future, you have go for it with reflect on your priorities. The biggest thing in your immediate future is to make sure that your actions are aligning with your priorities. If you are wanting things to get better, make sure that you're taking the appropriate action to, whatever that means. And we'll dive into tarot to kind of look at the actual circumstances, but just making sure that your actions are aligning with your priorities instead of, kind of allowing yourself to stay stuck. Now, the overall energy for this reading, the overall theme for this reading is bountiful harvest with shift your energy. And I just realized this bountiful harvest card is number 28, and this shift your energy card is number 19. Both of those add up to a number 10 kind of being completion, right? And so you are, I feel like I've been saying this in Sagittarius readings for the last few months, but you are coming to the end of a cycle, and it's been a very intense cycle, and the closer you get to the end of it closing, the more intense it feels. But do understand that things are shifting. If it feels like it feels like you're needing to shift your energy to bring about this bountiful harvest. It's like you need to shift your energy in order for the energy to shift. But we'll get more on that when we dive into tarot. So let's start, Sagittarius, by looking at your recent past, clarifying be real with lighten up. What does Sagittarius need to know about their recent past? This is recent past for Sagittarius. Yeah. All right. There's a lot of unknowns in your life. And I feel like in your recent past specifically, those were amplified for some reason. The loss of something or a change in your circumstances or something. And all of those unknowns that you're fearful of, I mean, as any human being is, were amplified. And I feel like you kind of got into this energy, again, as any human being would do, of focusing on what went wrong instead of what good could come from it. It's hard. It's hard to do that. It is really freaking hard to do that. But in any and every moment in our life, we have the ability to choose between faith and fear. If we choose fear, we go down the rabbit hole of our life aligning with us trying to avoid fear, right? If we choose faith, we go down the path of our life aligning with our ultimate potential, I guess is what you could say. So, of course you have to process fear and of course you have to sit with it for a little bit. But I just want to make sure, and we'll see when we dive into this reading more, that you didn't allow yourself to get stuck in it. Because I feel like that might be where this shift your energy is coming from. But let's see, Sagittarius, let's get more for your recent past here. Be real with lighten up. Recent past for Sagittarius, be real with lighten up. Yeah, you lost a lot of hope. And you lost a lot of your fire too, because you're showing up as the Queen of Swords. It's like you went from being very fiery, and there's nothing wrong with air sign energy at all. But when it comes to like what this message is saying is it feels like you went from it's like you lost your fire and you kind of, I don't know. I want to say you turned cold, because that's not what I don't know. It doesn't necessarily need to be that intense, right? But it's like you lost your fire, and now I feel like you need to get it back. Whatever this was, it did. It took away your fire. I don't know. I hope that makes sense to someone out there. It's just it feels like it's this like cooling down of your energy, but not necessarily in like a positive way. Now, this probably happened because something caused that energy to, take place. So let's see if we can get a look, because then you have lighten up. Like it just feels like you shifted from like being excited and passionate to just taking things really seriously. That's a better way of putting that. Recent past for Sagittarius. Ooh, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Okay. It's really easy when our life changes and we experience loss or disappointment or sadness or pain to forget about good that we still have in our life. Even if that good is like a place to sleep at night, a pillow to lay our head on, family that still supports us, whatever it is. I mean, that might not be the case, but that kind of happened in your recent past, Sagittarius. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you got to sit with it, right? Like sometimes you got to just sit in that energy of like, man, this sucks. But again, you want to make sure that you didn't get stuck in it, because when you get stuck in that energy, that's when you start to run the risk of, it's like the deeper you go into a hole, the harder it is to get out of that hole, right? But I want to switch gears here to your current energy, because your recent past was a lot of like allowing life to get to you, and that's okay. Of course you did. But now it's almost like taking, like not just taking your power back, but like taking your life back almost. That's what I'm really feeling here, Sagittarius. Like it's time for you to take your freaking life back. Current energy for Sagittarius clarifying, believe in your good luck with embrace the flow of life. Current energy for Sagittarius, please. Current energy for Sagittarius. Believe in your good luck and embrace the flow of life. Three of Swords in reverse. The Death in reverse. Ooh, okay. You're in a healing phase. And healing effing hurts sometimes. It doesn't mean that, like, and that's what this feels like. Like, you're not going to be stuck in this forever. That's why you have this embrace the flow of life. Like, you are in an energy of needing to accept that you are where you're at right now. Because I remember when I was in the lowest point and I was feeling so not good. And someday I was thinking about this, like someday I think I might make a video where I'm just like telling my story, I guess, like testimonial, if you will. Testimonial of the universe. But when I was at my lowest point, my biggest fear was that I was never going to ever feel different than I felt in that moment. And that's a really scary feeling. And so I completely understand, and I have a lot of empathy for you, if you're feeling that way. But things did change slowly but surely. I made it out of that hole. And sometimes I get pulled back into it, and sometimes, I'm able to get myself out of it easier than others, and that's just life, right? But learning to embrace the flow of life is learning to understand that you can't have the good times without the bad. You can't be happy all of the time, or else you wouldn't be able to recognize when you were happy. You can't, you're not going to get stuck in the bad times either. It's about learning to embrace that things happen as they do because they're supposed to happen that way. Current energy for Sagittarius. When you're in the darkness, it's better to surrender to it than to try to fix it. Current energy for Sagittarius. Surrender to the moment, surrender to the process. The Hermit. All of your answers and your solutions lie within. Again, when I was going through, I call it my dark night of the soul, but it was a lot more than that. But when I was going through that, I would hear from people around me, spiritualists that I went to for help, all of the answers lie within you. And oh man, that used to make me so mad. It used to make me so mad because I'd be like, well, I can't freaking find them. They're buried or whatever the case was. And then come to find out they were right. And that learning to sit with my pain and learning to process it by just literally feeling it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because not only did I learn a lot, but I also became less afraid of it. So that I know that next time when something, happens that brings me to my knees or, whatever the case is, that next down that I have, because it's going to happen, right? It's inevitable. I'm going to know how to handle it because I've been okay before. It's like when you can learn that you make it out of something, you become a little bit more fearless in your approach to life because you can say, man, if I made it through that, I can make it through anything. And that's kind of what I'm feeling about your energy right now. Current energy for Sagittarius. Current energy for Sagittarius, please. You have been trapped in your mind, in your brain, Sagittarius. You've trapped yourself possibly in the darkest part of your mind. I feel like you've caught yourself. Now, that needed to happen. But I also feel at the same time, because I want a little bit more on this Eight of Swords in reverse. I also feel at the same time It's like you want to make sure that you're not getting stuck there. 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's like work on trying to shift. It's like you're wanting your life to change. You're wanting better things to come, a new love, a new job, financial abundance, whatever it is, right? Everyone wants something. And you're wanting those things to happen because you think that it's going to relieve the pain that you've been experiencing. And that's just not the case. Your experiences, your circumstances will never make you feel happy. They might distract you. They might give you an emotional high in the beginning, but eventually that's going to wear off and you're going to be left with how you felt right now. Everyone has to work through their pain. That's the beauty of the present moment, is understanding that where you're at in this present moment is exactly where you're supposed to be. Now, what I'm getting at, and the best way to shift your energy is to dive into it. Dive into your limiting beliefs, dive into the hurt, surrender to where you are right now and stop trying to change it. Because the more that you try to change it, meaning the more you try to change your circumstances to make it go away, the more you're going to find yourself lost and confused because nothing's going to change even though you've been making all these changes. So that's why there's a need. I mean, good changes are necessary, right? Maybe, for me, it was like I started going for a walk every day. I started implementing a workout. I started eating healthier. I started spending more time meditating instead of watching TV and distracting myself. Like, make those little changes, sure, but make the changes that allow you to dive into it more than you have been, and embrace the flow and understand that you can face it because you're not going to be stuck in it forever. You don't have to run from it because that just makes things worse in the end anyway. All right, immediate future for Sagittarius. This is a real deep reading, Sag. Hope you guys are bearing with me through this one. Immediate future for Sagittarius, clarifying, reflect on your priorities with go for it. Immediate future for Sagittarius, clarifying, reflect on your priorities with go for it. The 5 of Wands in reverse. Ooh, okay. It gets easier. That's what this feels like. It gets easier. 5 of Wands in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse. Because you stop letting life, it's like you stop taking life so seriously. It's like you start learning that it's just freaking, there's another journey, it's just another journey. And it's about the ups and downs, and there will always be ups and downs, and the more that you embrace those, the easier it gets, right? I feel like you're struggling to believe that things are ever going to be better than they are right now. And you're probably, believing that for a reason, but you're not right in that. That's a lie you've been telling yourself, that things are never going to get better. This is always how life is going to be, whatever the case is. Remember, you have shift your energy with bountiful harvest. You have to shift your energy from focusing on, it's like, because that's why you have reflect on your priorities and go for it. Like, reflect on the things that will make you feel better and start to shift your energy in that direction. So for me, again, going back to what I was saying, it was like I was kind of just spending the day distracting myself, staying busy, but then once I started prioritizing my own health, like physical health, it started making my mental health better too. It started, making me see things from a different perspective. And once I started, then it made it easier for me to prioritize my mental health, which then made everything better. And so what I'm getting at is it's easy to get stuck in, oh, I just need to distract myself, I just need to get through the day. But when you can start aligning your actions with the priorities that you have, and like you see this with people's weight loss journeys all the time. Like, people they want to go to the gym, they want to lose weight, they want to eat healthy, they set, say a New Year's resolution. As a New Year's resolution, I'm going to change my habits overnight, and it's going to be sustainable, right? That's why most of them fail, is because it's not about it takes time and effort and commitment to change your habits. But your habits should align with your priorities, not with like the easy, I don't want to call it the easy way out, but like the way to distract yourself or whatever the case is. I hope this is making sense. Again, this is a very deep reading here for you, Sagittarius. Immediate future for Sagittarius. And in case you haven't kind of caught on to how my readings flow, it's like what happened in your past, how is it affecting your current energy, and kind of how to handle your immediate future. Immediate future for Sagittarius, please. Ooh, you're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles. What you need to do is get yourself grounded again. Because I feel like you've been feeling ungrounded and like all over the place. Like I kind of felt that when I was shuffling the cards initially. Like this energy just feels like it's super sporadic and all over the place and a little bit chaotic. And that's okay. It's okay to be, again, it's okay to be wherever you are in the moment. But it's almost like this need to, like, I don't know how to put that in words. I want more on that to help better put this into words. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. Because, okay, yeah. Because the changes you're looking for are going to exist outside of your comfort zone, but it's hard to step outside of your comfort zone when you're still in an energy of hurting and of feeling unsafe, right? So, of course, you're going to pull to whatever makes you feel safe, to whatever makes you feel comfortable. So, focus on trying to get yourself grounded again, whatever that means for you. For me, it was walking, meditation, journaling, and just a little bit every single day. And now I'm walking like 3 miles a day. I meditate for 30 minutes, to an hour a day. I journal, like, and kind of comes in waves. Sometimes it's for 15 minutes, sometimes it's for 45 to an hour. It's like once you can start implementing those little habits and you start to see the benefit that they make into your life, you're able to make the bigger changes. It's like that concept of like, don't focus on the next step, not the whole staircase. And right now, your step is to get yourself grounded again, because I get that energy of feeling like you are really unsettled, and that makes it hard to make any changes when you feel so, you know, unsafe to make changes, I guess. Immediate future for Sagittarius. Immediate future for Sagittarius. You have the Artist. I want more. Clarifying Sagittarius immediate future with the Seven of Wands. Ooh, okay. You have the Five of Pentacles. What you are going to be able to acquire in your life moving forward, if you make the changes that are needed within, if you work on, all the things that we've talked about in this reading, what is possible for you in your future is so much better than what is behind you. So much better than what you've lost. And you doubt that with the Magician in reverse. You don't believe that. So, of course, you're focused on the pain associated with what has happened. But what is coming and what is capable for you now, there's changes you have to make. You have to make changes to your life little by little to bring about these big positive changes, right? But the more that you can invest little by little into you and into the things that make you feel good, that make you feel happy, the big changes will come. There's absolutely no doubt about that. The big changes will come. Now, it just feels like there's this need to have a little bit more faith in the universe and in yourself and in this process. Life's about the journey. It's not about the destination, and the process really, really is key. But we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to clarify these messages, and then I have some advice that I will pull at the end. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Sagittarius.